of the ATP Network. I am your host, Arnold Lewis. I'm glad to have you guys back tuning in. As you've seen the title of the show, we got swept on our way out of the playoffs. Man, what a season, what a grind, what a time it was to be with I think it was this is my second full complete season playing in Argentina. This is my first season playing in the top league, playing in the first division, and I can say it has been an experience. It's been an experience in, I would say, the mental aspect because there was so much ups and downs in this season throughout the whole journey, throughout the whole season. I've been here for 9 months on the date. We lost yesterday. We lost yesterday at home. We got swept by the number one team. They came in. We ended up losing by like 3 points or something like that. But to be honest, we never really had any control of the game. They was just all in their rhythm from the jump. They was playing well. They was feeling good. They had everything going for them. And they came in. And They took care of business. They came in. They needed one game to win. They came. They got that game the first day. They got in. They got out, and they're on their way to the finals. Salute to them. I hope them and wish them nothing but the best. I'm not wishing any hate. I'm not wishing any negativity on them for beating us or whatever, because it's just part of the game. You win some, you lose some, you go back, you try to figure out what went wrong, you try to figure out how you can improve better as an athlete, what you can do, where are some places that you were lacking, that you felt like you could have done to better have your team be successful. Because me personally, I play every game, or I play to win the ultimate goal, to win a championship, to win and succeed at the highest level. That's my goal. That's what I seek for. But sometimes it doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes you fall short. Sometimes it doesn't even be in your control. Excuse me. Sometimes it doesn't even be in your control of what is happening. So you can't even take it for you just can't take it personal. Like the book, The Four Agreements says, you just can't take it personal. You just can't take it personal because there are so many things that happens in a season. And after doing this for 12 years, 12 years been playing this game. I think this wraps up my 11th or 12th. That's how long it is. I know I'm over 10 plus. I got to be starting year 12 by now because I started in the summer, but I believe I'm starting year 12 right now. And these are just some things you got to deal with along the way, and some things that you just got to learn to it's part of the game. It's all a part of the game. I'll just be 100. I didn't really have a good time here. It was a good it was a good part of the season, the second half of the season, about month 5 or 6 to about, yeah, from about months 5 to 7 was like the best part of the whole season. From about 5 to 7, from about 4 to 7 was probably like the best part of the season for me personally. And it was only due to, it was kind of messed up it's not messed up, but it's just the game. People get injured, you get your chance to step up, and unfortunately, in certain situations, like for instance, in NFL, I know for a fact, Tom Brady, he got his start because somebody got injured. He took advantage and he never looked back. Similar situation happened to me here. Someone got injured. I had an opportunity. I did what I was supposed to do with the opportunity, and even still, I didn't get to continue with my like starting or continue playing and continue having the situation and being a more intricate part of the role of the team. And that frustrated me a lot. That frustrated me a lot. I just got to be honest. This is where I come on here and just be honest about what goes on in the season and things that go on throughout the season. And I have to be real. I was frustrated primarily the whole part of the season. This has probably been one of the most mentally challenging seasons I've ever had in my career. And I've lost my parents, I lost my dad overseas, I lost my grandma overseas, I've had lost girlfriends that were deeply in love overseas. Like I've been through some rough moments in my life while playing overseas basketball. But mentally, this season was just so mentally draining because I had to deal with it. It's like it was out of my control. It was so out of my control, and that's why I had to really try to focus and lock in my mind, because it's like you have to accept that things are out of your control and there ain't nothing you can do to change it. So instead of dwelling on it, instead of letting it eat you up inside, you have to find a way to use this uncomfortable situation in order to propel you further, to unlock something in you. Pretty much, you just have to use the situations in life to unlock something deeper within you that's going to prove true to be helpful for you in your life later on in your life. Because that's pretty much the dynamics of it in its just sense. This is, it was a time in the season right before the Christmas break where I was just like, I'm going to leave the team. I'm going to leave the team. I'm done playing. I just can't. It's just not a fit for me. And I had two choices. And I talked about it on a previous episode. I just had two choices. Either I'm going to figure out a way to make this work through the thick and thin and through the just how tough it is. I'm gonna figure out to make a way to make it work, or I'm gonna jump ship. And it was so easy to jump ship and just bounce and just figure out another situation. I got enough years on me that I can get a job somewhere else. Might not be on this caliber right now, but I know for a fact. Uh, happened to the live things that was happening, but I'm gonna continue on. Man, I really hope that it just didn't mess up like that. I really hope the live didn't just start all the way over. I have no way of checking that. Hey, whoever just checked in, did the live just start over or did it just kick back in? Like, where is it showing the timestamp? Because if I have to start all the way back over, that's a bummer. Having to start all the way, let me see. It's my first season playing in the top league, playing in the first division. Two choices. Either. Yep, I guess I am still live running it. So I'll get back to where I was at. Sorry for the little misstep, guys. Things happen. That's just a part of life, and that's what we got to do. We just got to keep on pushing, keep on moving, and keep on grinding. That's just the way it is. So as I was saying, like I had a rough time here in the beginning, but that's okay because I didn't quit and I didn't jump through. I didn't jump ship. I didn't bail. I just kept going with the situation. I kept grinding with the situation, and overall, it turned out to be a good learning experience for me. Like I really learned a lot as far as what I can handle. And that's a big part of the game too, understanding what you can handle and what you can deal with. Because sometimes every situation you might not want to sit there and deal with that and go through all that the whole time. You might not want to deal with that. And that's no fault to you as an athlete. That's no fault to you as a player wanting to deal with being in a situation that does not suit you. Because one thing I did say after that, what I did learn, I said, okay, I done it once. But I'm not gonna go through a whole other season again and deal with this type of, like, coming to Argentina and playing. It's just a different type of basketball, and if you're not ready and prepared for that type of basketball, you're doing yourself a disservice of coming out here, because I've seen so many guys who come out here and it's all the same complaint. It's all the same issues. It's just the way their style of basketball is just not catered to a lot of imports. And a lot of imports are used to basketball being catered around them because you're the import. So you get paid the most money. You're there to perform the best, but sometimes there's sometimes be some egos that get in the way. There's sometimes there be some political stuff that gets in the way, where it doesn't matter how good you are, they're going to play their locals over you. Even if the situation doesn't make sense, it's going to happen. I was watching a clip of a guy, I think his name is Chip, overseas. I just started following him, and he was talking about how he signed on the team. He just signed on the team, and he put in his contract that he can go home for his brother's wedding no matter what. So he came in for preseason. He did his thing in preseason. He killed in preseason. Then he went overseas. He went back home. Went back to his brother's wedding. And when he got back to the team, they had him coming off the bench. And even coming off the bench, he was dropping 30s and 20s and balling and going crazy and hitting game winners. And he was still coming off of the bench. And that's what I'm trying to elate to. It's not always about basketball. It be ego involved in a lot of these situations. And the higher level you go up, the more the ego comes into play. It's like, I was on a fairly good team. Like, they've been to 5 consecutive semifinals. So they're a really good team, really good organizations. But the standards of the person that was running the ship, and it just didn't fit for me. And I just got to be real. And I come on here and I just speak the real. Like, it just wasn't a vibe for me. Like, I just really felt like I was in a situation where my hands was being held behind my back, and it's like I only could control what I can control. And being such a competitor is what most people get into. Like, they let that overtake seeing the reality, because you get too emotional. Like, I want to play. I want to do what I came here to do, but I'm not getting the opportunity, and this, and that. And it's just like, there's not really much you can do about that. And that's okay. That's the thing. It's okay. It's okay to not be able to control every situation. It's okay to just come in and do your job. They ask you to come in there to get 5 points and 5 rebounds in 12 minutes. Sometimes that's just your job. Sometimes that's just your job. And that's just a part of the game that we got to adjust to. It's just, even after being in the game for so long, it's still one of the rarest situations I've ever been in, to be better than somebody and still have to play behind and still be blatantly, like, downplayed just because of a philosophy. Because where I come from, if the philosophy and what you're doing ain't working, you make adjustments right then and there. Make the adjustments. Change. Don't always just like, okay, this is how I do it and that's that. No, you can change. You can change the situation. You can change it into something different to get the better results. But that might be your thinking and my thinking, but that's not everybody else's thinking. And sometimes it doesn't matter what you think, it's just a matter about the system. Can you run the system that is in front of you and do what you've been asked to do? That's just how it is sometimes. One of the topics that was brought up here says, was the coaching staff too stubborn to adjust, or were the players too entitled to listen? And that's a heck of a talking point. It's because I'm going to be 100,000%. The coaching staff was too stubborn to change. I'm just giving my real 2 cents. It was just too stubborn to change. It's like you would not make the right change and the right adjustments strictly based off of ego. I'm going to run it and do it the way I want to do it, and this is how we're going to do it no matter what. And that's just unfortunate. But it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. And another topic of the question, one said, did some players quit mentally before we even stepped out on the floor on the semifinals? I wouldn't say nobody quit mentally. You could start to see the fear in some guys' eyes. You start to see the doubt start to creep in. And I could just be honest and say that it was just, there's only so much pressure that can build up. Excuse me. It's only just so much pressure that can build up before the pipes burst. There's just only so much pressure that can build up before the pipes burst. If you do not find a way to relieve that pressure, if you do not find a way to make things happen by actually adjusting to change and making the change for it to happen, the pipes will burst. The situation will crumble. And being swept, matter of fact, this is the first time in my career I've ever been swept. But being swept, losing bad games, no one is above it. No one is bigger than it. No one is greater than all of these things. No one's above getting dunked on. No one's above getting crossed over. No one is above getting beat back door. No one's above getting crossed over and falling. It's just a part of the game. If you play the game long enough and you play it at a high level, everything is going to happen. Someone's going to dunk on you. Someone's going to cross you up. You're going to lose. You're going to get blown out. You're going to lose. You're going to probably go scoreless sometimes. It's just happening. It doesn't make you, oh, you're just terrible now. You're going to have a bad series. Things happen. That's just the nature of the game. And when you can accept that, like, this is what comes with the game. This is what comes with the game. It's literally learning when you do lose, how to lose the correct way in your mind, how to mentally lose the right way so it does not take over you and consume you. Especially in certain situations where you know that you cannot control the situation. At times you just cannot control the situation. And one thing I would say throughout the season, what I didn't do is I didn't speak up a lot. Didn't really speak what I felt directly towards, say, I had a conversation with the general manager one time. He's a pretty good guy, easy to talk to. And I had a conversation with him, and I just told him my stance. I'm like, you would never get the real player that I am based on the situation that I'm in. It's just not possible. I can't give you my best ability. I'm trying my hardest. I'll do whatever I can, but you're never going to, in this form, it's just not going to happen. I'm letting you know, just in case you want to make other decisions and you want to make changes or whatever the fact may be. I'm just letting you know now, because this is just not something that I can do to benefit the squad or benefit the team, because I'm being shackled. But throughout the season, you like talk with the coach, talk with it, and like my mom always used to tell me something. Anytime I had a good idea or anytime I had something, she would say, don't throw your pearls before swine. Don't throw your pearls before swine. Meaning, don't waste your time telling good information to a person that's not going to accept it. Do not waste your time telling good information to people who's not going to accept it, because you're wasting your breath. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time trying to get someone to understand something they truly don't want to really understand in the first place. To keep it real, they're not really wanting to understand. They really don't want to understand you. You can say whatever you want to, but it will not change nothing in the long run. And some people in some situations are like that. And I personally just never really that kind of held me back from going out and speaking my mind completely and fully to every like on every situation, on how I feel about this situation or what I think, because it's like it won't make a difference. When I feel like my words are being heard and they will actually make a difference, that's when I typically speak. Like when I come on here and speak, is because I truly believe somebody listening, somebody hearing this, these words will affect them and they will help them in a positive nature. That's why I talk about my experiences. That's why I talk about the things that I go through. That's why I talk about situations that's going on, because I really feel me coming on here and expressing just what you go through as a 12-year pro and how difficult it could be, and how you can find yourself in this situation. If you find yourself in this situation in year two, you've heard it and you know how to deal with it, and you could find a way to get something out of it. In every aspect, you're just trying to find some way to get something out of it. Shout out to my college coach. He used to always say, get something out of it. Practice, training, whatever it is, get something out of it. You're in a tough season, get something out of it. You're on a bad team, get something out of it. Whatever the situation is in the game, in your life, just try to get something out of it, because there is no situation that you cannot gain from, whether that's information, whether that's experience, whether that's just to even know not to deal with something again. You always find a way to gain something out of every situation that you're in. However, I do believe that starts by the attitude that you put forth to the situation that you are in, and the awareness of the situation that you're in, to understand that, you know what, this isn't really going my way, and this is kind of going this way, and how can I pivot, move, and try to figure out a different lane to get something out of this situation without it being detrimental to me, you know? And it is difficult. What I did try not to do was be the one teammate that was checked out. There were moments where I was checked out. Like I remember one time, it was before a game, and I was just literally sitting there like this. And my teammates was just like, "Hey, good, let's go, turn," you know. And I just couldn't shake it. I just couldn't shake that like negative feeling that I just had of just the situation. You're human, it's going to happen. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to get stressed sometimes. It's going to happen to you. It happens to all of us. It's just a moment in time that happens that all of us, you're going to get stressed out. And I really try not to let my energy, I try to lead with high energy. That's just who I am at nature. It's a high energy, high voltage, burn energy, all day, every day, desire, passion, all that good stuff. That's the type of person I strive to be. Full of energy, high energy, moving and up. That's what I'm designed to do. Burn energy to its full and maximum potential that I could possibly do in everything that I'm doing. But there are days where I am completely just drained and out of it, and just say, I cannot do it today. I just can't do it today. I'm trying my best, and this is all I got for you today. I'm trying. This is the best I can do. And everyone goes through that. And you can keep it real and be like, yep, that's just how it is. I just can't. It is what it is. I ain't got today. And I just tried to make sure, like, there was just so many negative moments in the season where it was just like guys were just, it's like, man, I'm just tired, and I did not want to add on to that with whatever I got, because everybody's going through their own personal issues, no matter who it is, whether that's the coach, the manager, the captain, the other imports, whoever it is, the other locals, everybody got their own source of issues or situations that they are handling within themselves. So I try to be mindful of that because I was listening to a speaker, Reverend Ike, one of his audios, and he talks a lot about the mind. And he was saying, be the source of energy that helps people when you walk into the room. So basically, he's just basically saying, let your energy be the fuel to light somebody else's day up. Like your energy could come and change the whole dynamic of a room, of a situation, of a team. It's just the energy that you decide to disperse out. And I always try to think like that, like, okay, how can I use my high energy to get my guys going, get my team going, get my guys, get into that nature, snap out of whatever situation they may be in, and just help them raise their energy level to increase, just the whole team, increase your life, whatever it is. It's just the energy that you push out into the world by your existence, by what you do, by who you are. And it is a battle to be that person. It's not just a cakewalk. I can't speak about it for no one else, but I can just talk about for me that, it wasn't none of the season. I remember there used to be seasons where I used to be just in pure agony and pain over my knee and the surgery that I had, and my knee was just so messed up, and I just like, every day I don't know what I'm gonna do. My knee's hurting so bad, it's just devastating. And that was physical pain. Mental strain caps that by far all day, because you have to go through, your brain consumes like 25% more than I believe your body. It's so much consumption that is going on from just fighting with things mentally in your brain all times. It's a battle. Everybody has to go through their individual battle and fight for, whatever situation they're in. Instagram, and you go and you see these other people just acting like they're just 100% positive all day, all the time. That ain't. As a positive person, as a high energy, enthusiastic person, I go through moments a lot where I'm just like, oh my goodness, I got to figure out a way to change something, or my energy, because my energy level is boo-boo. It's bad right now, and I need to figure out, because I cannot transfer this energy to someone else, because I don't want that repercussion of that energy being transferred to me. I truly believe you have to give out what you want. You have to give out the energy you want. You have to give out the work ethic that you want. You have to give out everything that you want. So, in that being said, you first have to take initiative to be the one to give it out exactly what it is that you want. I love high energy. I love high pace. I just love to be a light of high vibration that can help someone else, that can ignite someone else to raise their level, because then now we're charging up together, and the more charged, the more powerful we can be together, And it was a struggle at times. I'm not gonna lie, like this season was a little bit of a struggle. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of glad that it's over, being real. It's just so much mental strain a person could go through at a time. And if it wasn't for me flying my daughter out here and her grandma out here, and just being around that love and stability, knowing at least, okay, I got my daughter with me, and we're hanging out, and I get to see her every single day. And, when you come home from getting down 2-0 on the road and getting your head cracked, and you ain't winning, and y'all down, and you one game for being swept, and then you end up getting swept. And you go home and you got a little girl that's just sitting there, and she's smiling, and she wants to play scavenger hunt, and wants to play charades and do all that, and just energy, pure energy that fuels you in your moments of where you're going through, to help you get out of whatever situation you're in. And that by far helped me so much, just being around my daughter, because as a player, as a single father, me and her mother separated 7-8 years ago. Um, she stays with her, goes to school primarily in the States, and I travel and go play, and I get her primarily in the summer times when I'm not playing. And it's very rare. This is like the first year I actually got to get her and bring her with me overseas while I'm in the middle of the playoffs and starting. It's the first time she ever got to experience this with me. And this won't be the last for me because the type, especially towards the end of the season, when things are getting rough and things are just getting too much to deal with, you need that good energy around you to help you stay up when things are rough. You need that good energy. One of the talking points says, not every coach will protect the locker room energy. Some coaches will be the downfall of the locker room energy. If your head is not understanding you are driving the ship, you're the captain of the ship. If you go down, the whole ship goes down. If you are not in good spirits, the whole ship is not going to be in good spirits. The whole team is not going to be in good spirits. If you're going to be negative and downplay and all this, your team is not going to perform to the level that it is capable of because it's only going to mirror the captain or the head of the organization or the system. That's just the way it is. That's why this person is being put in charge of conducting and driving this team. Because you need a leader that is sound mind, that is high energy, good spirits, that is understanding of people and situations to not only extract the best out of each player, because really head coaches are just leaders of men and to get the best out of a player, it has to be more than just X's and O's. You got to know how to connect with them on a personal level for them to want to play for you. Anytime you see a coach or players that want to play for the coach, they normally always have a good season. They always have a good team. That happened with me last year in Chile. We had a coach that nobody wanted to play for. I'm talking about, if you go back to my videos from about a year ago in Orsono, we made plenty of videos about how they fired the coach. Just looked up, they fired the coach. I think I got 2 different sets of videos of 2 different instances of coaches, Argentinian coaches, that were fired strictly on the fact that they were just like, nobody wanted to play for them. Nobody wanted to play for them at all. They were just too negative-minded, and they were just driving the ship into the ground. They're literally driving the ship into the ground because nobody wanted to play for him. But once you have a coach that everybody wants to play for and the team, and he knows how to pull out that secret stuff that is inside of every player, how to connect with a player on a real man-to-man or woman-to-woman basis, then your team doesn't have a cap on the potential that it's able to reach, because the leader is a true leader of human beings and not just athletes, and not just looking at them not as players or not looking at them as humans, but looking at taking the time to really understand, how do I get the best out of this person? That's just not something that everybody's willing and wanting to do. There are far and few coaches that are just really just out there trying to make sure that they can connect with you so you can play your best, and they care about what's going on with you outside of the court, and they care about how you feeling, and they really care about what you're going, like, there aren't really a lot of coaches like that. There was some that will fake the funk and act like they are your friend. Man, I didn't been in a situation where some coaches, they just sit right in your face, talk to you, smile. Man, you're doing so good. You're doing so great. You're doing the best. I'm talking about you're a pro's pro. You're great. Man, I'm so happy and grateful to have you on my team. You're such an inspiration to the younger guys. You just do so much. You're so professional. And on the same breath, they be looking for another player to replace you with. I seen it. I was a part of it. I seen it recently, multiple times. They look you right in your face, tell you everything you want to know, and then have you out on the first thing smoking. Don't care about your situation with your family. Don't care about what you got kids. Don't care if you came from the other side of the planet and you just got there 2 days ago and you're jet lagged and you just don't, they don't care. It's not a priority. It's, did you come here to hoop? Are you here to win for me? If not, you're on the first bus, first plane, smoking up out of here. 5 things you need to know if you get 5 things you need to know if you get swept overseas. 1, you can't fix broken cultures alone. If the environment is toxic, your discipline won't save it. Protect your peace. Dang! Protect your peace. In this game of basketball, in this game of professional overseas basketball, you got to learn how to protect your peace. Because there's going to be situations where you're going to be in, where it's going to be toxic, where it's going to be negative, where you're not going to be able to you're not going to be in the ideal situation. So you have to learn to protect your peace. That is a gem upon gems. Get inside of your own mind. Get inside of your own structure of how you move and what you need to be successful in yourself. Because your voice, your perspective is the only thing that's going to matter in your life. How you do things, how you see things, how you react to things. If you are in a negative situation where you can't change it and nothing that you do, like I said before, don't throw your pearls before swine, meaning if you tried or you're trying to talk and they're not even hearing it and they're not accepting it, don't waste your time. Protect your own peace. Number 2, control what you can, especially your response. You may not control minutes, politics, or game plans, but you control your reactions, efforts, and preparation. That's exactly what I just said. You can only control what you control. You know what I'm saying? You can control how you get ready. You can control your sleep. You can control how you eat. You can still control how you come prepared to every situation, how you come prepared to every game. How do you interact with your teammates? How you prepare yourself in the weight room, your off-court workouts, your film session, whatever it is that you can do to protect, to keep you locked into the game and making sure you are on your P's and Q's every moment and every time that you are in the game. It just all depends on your perspective, as I was saying. It just depends on you get to decide how you react to certain things. 3, body language is louder than talent. Overseas coaches and teams watch how you lose just as much as you win. That's a bar. Overseas teams and coaches watch how you lose just as much as you win. If you're losing and your body language is terrible, people read people, how they move, and especially for imports, they watching you like, I'm talking about they watch you like a hawk. They're watching to see how you move. They're watching to see how you respond. Is he a crash out? Does he wild out? Does he get angry? I remember we were playing in a classic. Classic is a rival game. And I didn't know the other player on the other team. We were just in the game, going at it, competing or whatever. He was the best player on their team. He was the import. He was obviously the best player on their team. And he was, I think it was like halfway through the game, I was just looking, and I seen him getting into it with the coach. I see him yelling at the coach. I'm like, what's going on? I see him sit down, him and the coach just going at it and stuff like that. Next thing you know, him and the coach got into a fight. He knocked the coach out. You can't let situations like that get to you. You have to understand that they're looking how you respond. He might not ever play out here ever again. that being just wilding out, not controlling yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like that right there is what they're watching. They just want to see if you're crazy. I'll tell you right now, there is a perception for black overseas basketball players or black players that play overseas that they are crash outs and they are crazy and they are, you know, people that lose their temper a lot and you can't control them. They're crazy and whatever. A bad stigma. There's a bad stigma on black professional athletes, black overseas basketball players. There's a professional stigma on them to think that you're crazy. Because I specifically remember one of my teammates this year was talking about another guy that I know. And he had a situation where he had went to jail for a few, like 4 years or something. I won't get into his story. But he went to jail or whatever. And he ended up going to this team. And the coach told the players, like, hey, you might want to watch out for this guy. He's been in jail for like 4 years. He might be a little crazy, so you might want to watch him. Comes to find out this dude is the most chill, laughy, go-lucky type person in the world. He was just caught up in a bad situation. Like he just got caught, he just got jammed up. But they already have this perception on you. Hey, he went to jail. He might be crazy. You know, watch out for him. They already putting labels and perceptions on you that you ain't had no control of. Like you had no control of the situation, how he ended up like that. But they already perceived it on him and they're already placing it on him like, hey, watch out for this guy. That happened to me with another player that I played with. Same thing. We had a whole meeting. We had a meeting on him coming to the team. And they were telling me, this guy's on drugs. This guy's crazy. He's just wild. You got to watch out. I'm talking about every single thing that all of the players were saying was something negative about the guy. The guy gets on the team, turns out to be one of the smartest people I ever know. He's sitting here playing everybody. He's playing all y'all. He's sitting here playing chess, y'all playing rocks in the sand. Y'all have no idea the mindset that this man had, and he was just playing the game, making y'all think of certain perception of him that was nowhere even close to the actual person that he actually was. To me, that was just a beautiful way to live your life. It's just like, that's so masterful for me, to just be completely different than what everybody else perceived you to be. You know what I mean? So keep your body language in check. It's going to get hard. It's going to, like I said, I had games where I just was like this. Bruh, why am I here? I said that phrase so many times this season. Why am I here? What am I doing here? Why am I here? They watch your body language louder than what you got going on. So understand, it's more than about what you say. It's about how you react and how you show up. 4, your name is your brand, even in failure. Don't let disappointment damage your professionalism. You're always being evaluated. That is real. Your name is your brand, even in failure. A lot of times, sometimes guys, when they lose, they might be like, you know what, now I'm about to spaz out. Now I can crash out because it's over with, and I'm going to tell the coach how I feel, and I'm going to tell him, I'll tell him off and go off on him and speak my mind. Chill, bro. You came, you did what you were supposed to do. Always give them a reason to want to say something, but they can't. They want to speak bad on you. They want to say you was a bad person. They want to say you was negative. They want to say you was a bad locker room guy. They want to say all these negative things about you. Always give them a reason that they can't. Even when it's all said and done, I'm still going to look you in your eyes, shake your hand, wish you the best of luck, and push on about my business. I'm not going to talk bad about you. I'm not going to give you negative words. I'm not going to say any of that because that's not what I want for myself. They be thinking that, now it's over, that he probably going to say it. No, I'm sticking to what I do. I'm grinding, focusing on what I do for myself, being the pro that I want to be, chilling and vibing, good energy, good attitude, because that's going to carry on to the next job. Because nobody else, at the end of the day, you're like it says, you're always being evaluated in your wins, how you win and how you lose, how you come into a situation. Are you prepared? Did you come in shape? Did you come in ready to go? Did you come in with an open mind? Are you coming in with, hey, I might be coming off the bench. Hey, I might not be a star player as I thought I might be. And how you leave. Are you coming in losing, like just say, you know what? I don't care no more. I'm finna do what I want to do now. It's all over with. I don't care. All those things add up in your resume of who you are. Because I can tell you this right now. When you leave, whatever situation you may go to next, they're going to call this situation and ask who you were and how you are as a person. Always happens. I went to a team and one coach called 7 different coaches about me. 7. I didn't even know how to find my last 7 coaches or people to talk to about me in the game. However, they did it. That coach did it. And it just shows you the depth of what people will be willing to do to show you like who they're working with and what they want to know about you as a person. So how you respond and how you act goes a long way. And I remember when I did the interview with my boy Donovan, rest in peace, Donovan Mitchell. Not Donovan Mitchell, my boy Donovan. He said he got the job. He had got a job strictly on him being a good person. They just wanted to know how he was as a person. They just loved his attitude and his charisma of who he was as a person. And he was a good basketball player. Just the fact of how good he was as a player, as a person, that's what got him the job. It wasn't even about him going crazy and scoring and doing all that. It was the fact that his teammates, the people, the organization just loved who he was as a person. And that led to him getting the job. A lot of these times in the game, it's about who you are as a person, more so than just how many points you get. Now, you're going to have to put the ball in the basket now. Don't get it twisted. However, who you are goes further than a lot of your game. And 5, journal the lessons, not just the pain. The sweep hurts, but it also reveals where you need to grow, mentally, emotionally, and as a teammate. Reiterating, there's always something to learn. There's always something to get out of every situation. There's always something to get out of every situation. It's just now, when the season's over, it's all done. It's just the reflection time. You know, got to be brutally honest with whatever. Be brutally honest with yourself. Be critical of yourself in ways that you can perform better and do better for yourself. Just take the time to just be your own biggest critic. What did I learn? What can I do? What can I get better? Don't put the blame on a lot of people. I had to realize that everything that happens in this life is my decision and it happens because of me. I'm not blaming or putting anything on any other person on why I believe they should or why this should have happened. Everything in life happens because of you. That's what I believe. So I have to be brutally honest of who I am, what happened, what's the situation, and what am I going to do to be better as a person, as a player, as a teammate, for an organization, for myself, just in general. You know, reset. I'm finna go home, take some time off. I'm not gonna probably touch a basketball for like 2 weeks. I've been here 9 months. Probably won't touch a basketball for like 2 weeks. Definitely hit the weight room. I'm definitely be in the weight room. But as far as going and playing basketball, sometimes you just need that time away. Sometimes you just need that time away. Some guys leave 2 weeks, go, and then be right back to another team. I personally don't think I'm doing that. I think I'm personally finna go take about a month off. Not just to get back in health. Go get some acoustic wave therapy if you're ever in the Sanford, Orlando area. Check out my girl, Mel B, MEL_B. Acoustic wave therapy, I highly, highly recommend it for every athlete. It deals with like the joints. You got like joint pains, knees, primarily, most athletes, basketball players, always deal with knee pain, volleyball players, ankles, jumping when you have to jump and sprint and you get those bone on, like that bone achy feeling. This machine, not want to say single-handedly, but one of the biggest reasons I was able to play even on this level and for such a long time is because I found her in her therapy center, the therapy center that she work at, and acoustic wave therapy. Look it up. Acoustic wave therapy. If you were in Florida, Mel B Injury Health Center is the clinic that she works in. Acoustic wave therapy is one of the best treatment machines for any athlete, especially basketball players. It will just change your life. It will get you back right. And like, I will happily all day, every single day promote her and what she does, because she single-handedly is changing and saving athletes' lives with her treatment, with that treatment. Recalibrate. Get back to your why. Purpose is stronger than pride. Yep, things happen. Don't be prideful. Don't be ego. Don't let your ego get in the way on, this and him, and why are we doing this? What are you doing this for? Why are you even playing the game? What are you here for? Get back to why you're doing what you do. Each person got to look themselves in the mirror, look themselves in the eye and say, this is why I do what I do. And you have to leave it like that. Like, get back to that. Because if you lose that, then you're going to have more seasons where it's just down and you're out and you're going to be like, you're not going to get anything from the game. Recalibrate. Find out, what are you even doing this for? Reconnect. Reach out to mentors, teammates, therapists if you have to. Don't isolate yourself. This is my therapy. Coming on here and spreading and talking to you guys and just speaking on what I go through and what has happened for me even up until this point. And knowing that it can relate and help someone else is therapy for me. It's getting it out. It's literally putting it out there into the world, so whoever hears it can take whatever they want from it. If it serves you, if it helps you, great. But this does more for me for being able to just get it out. Just get it out. You ain't gotta hold that in. Just get it out. And just I'm done. It was rough, but I made it through. I still made it through. No matter what, you're gonna make it through. Rebuild. Start training with intention, not to prove others wrong, but to prove yourself right. Prove it to yourself. This is a one-on-one battle against you versus you in every aspect, in every team, in every situation that you go through. It all depends on what you do and how you come out on top. What's your mindset to it? What's your energy towards it? Everything that you do. This is a one-on-one journey for you and your soul ties, and your mind, and your journey, or whatever it is you do. Just regroup, get back to it. Man, that's all I got. That's pretty much how we got swept and how my season ended for my 12th year. Like I said, I'm finna go home, going back to Florida. I'm finna go chill, going to Texas to go. First, I'm going to Texas to go kick it with family. All my family's going to Texas. We're all going to Texas, and we're finna go have a good 4th of July, and it's gonna be amazing because I just get to go back and reignite with my family and get all that family love. Because if you've been overseas long enough, you realize, yes, the money's great, yes, the experience is great, yes, the basketball is great, but it's nothing like going back home and just kicking it with your cuz, your family, your mom, your aunt, grilling out, chilling, just vibing. Boy, there ain't nothing like it. My daughter with me, family with you, you get to see people you ain't seen in a long time, and you just, man, like Future said, life is good. That's all I got for this episode, man. I hope this helped you guys. I'm out.